Hi, I'm Clarissa, one of the trainers at Elite, and today we're going to go over the 3 big lifts that are really responsible for most of your progress in the gym. Sometimes there is a lack of knowledge on how to do these lifts correctly, so we're just going to go over them real quick. The first exercise we're going to work on is our squat with the bar, so barbell back squat. I have my assistant, Odessa, here is going to help us out today, and first, we are going to show you a couple incorrect possibilities, and from there we'll move on to correcting form and then performing a good squat. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Odessa, and you can see here as she performs a couple squats, see how we are folded forwards. Do another one like that. We don't want to be folded forwards like that. And then go ahead, try another one. And then here you can see how the knees really travel together. Go ahead and show one more like that. We don't want that travel inward on the knees. That puts a lot of tension and pressure on your knee joints and has a potential to be super dangerous. So what we first want to do is set our shoulders back. Now where we position the bar at, some people like the high bar position. That can have a tendency to push you forwards, but if that's what feels comfortable to you, then that's where you should lift. If this feels like a lot of discomfort on the spine, you can actually try sliding the bar down a little bit to about the bottom of the traps, top of the shoulder blades. That's going to let you feel a little more solid. And then we want to make sure that always the elbows are pointed down towards the floor. We don't want them back here towards whoever's behind you. And then you're going to get your core super tight, and we're going to hinge back a little and set down. Your feet should be just slightly outside the hips, toes mostly pointed forwards. All right, and keep that core tight, hinge back and down. Good, and then up. Can you get that from the side a little better? And I'll show you again. So core bar is a little bit lower, core is super tight, elbows down, feet are grounded. So we're pressing through that whole foot, really anchored down through the heel and the toes, kind of like we want to grip onto the floor, giving us that good pressing platform. And then there we go, back and down, body stays upright. Go ahead and do just a couple more so they can see how that is. Good, core is super tight, that way we're not folding forwards, and that way we're not extending through the lower back. We don't want to be exaggerating that natural curve that we have in the lower back. Your spine should just stay neutral. Very good, all right, you can go ahead and rack it. And that's it for the squat. Next we will be moving on to our deadlift. Pause it. All right, so continuing on, next we're going to be working on the deadlift. You'll need a bar and a couple plates. If you haven't graduated yet to the 45-pound plates, you could always use the smaller plates like a 10 or a 25, but then you want to put something underneath those smaller plates so that you still have this proper distance here in reaching the bar back down to the floor. With the deadlift, that is really a lot of core involved, and it is a hip hinge movement. So we want to make sure everything is nice and tight, and we want to stick our hips back. The spine is going to stay really neutral. We don't want to see like that sway back going on. We also don't want to be squatting our deadlifts. Like this here is not a deadlift. We're looking for that hinge again where we're sticking the hips back. You should feel the deadlift primarily in the hamstrings and the glutes. I'll have Odessa come help us again, and we're going to show you a couple variations that are not so great that we see sometimes. So first of all, we can see here how the back is really rounded and how the arms are like super far away. That armpit's open and uncovered. Good. So we do not ever want to pick the bar up from that sort of a stance. What we do want to see is the bar in closer to our legs. So yeah. And then you can see how the arms are now closer to the body. You should be able to rotate the shoulders back a little bit and get the armpits covered up. Good, now you can see the armpits are covered up. You can also see the spine is super neutral and those hips are way back there. And then what you would do is keep those shoulders locked down and core really tight, and then you would go ahead and just stand up. So you're driving through the feet, core is really tight, and standing all the way up. And then you touch it back down to the floor. When you touch down, you can go ahead and reset it if you need to. Sometimes people will need to reset those shoulders. Sometimes we need to re-brace through the core. Sometimes you need to adjust your grip as you go heavier and heavier. It's a little more challenging to hold on to that bar. Good, thank you. So another option that we can do as we progress in weight here is you can always try giving some lifting straps a chance. I use them. It does help me hold on to the bar a little better. But you would put these on. You want the tail to go out in between the thumb and the first finger always. And the other side. And then you set yourself up here. Wrap that strap around the bar evenly on both sides. And then you can kind of just tighten it down. And then you pick it up here. And so then essentially the weight's hanging off the wrist, so you don't have to, you still have to use grip, but not quite so much. So here, pull it in nice and close, get those shoulders back and down, and stand up. But you can see as it just kind of hangs there, and it's not so much grip is needed. All right, so that's your deadlift. Any questions? Let me know. We'll be moving on to the bench press next. Okay, so we're back here, and we're going to be demonstrating bench press. For your bench press, we're just going to show the basic flat bench press with the bar. And as we go through this, we're going to show you a couple wrong variations, and then we're going to show you how to do it right. With the setup, you want to make sure that both feet are flat on the floor. And then you want to set yourself back, and kind of open up through the chest. I always tell everybody to think about opening up the chest here. And that gives you a little bit of an arch, but it's here, not from the lumbar spine. And then arms go up to the bar, about shoulder width apart. And I'm just going to let Odessa go ahead and show you a couple incorrect variations. There we go. Good. We obviously don't want to be bringing the bar down to our stomach unless we're doing for a specific reason, but that's actually not a chest press. What we do want to do is make sure that we're bringing that bar down to the center of our chest. So nice and slow and controlled, touch it and bring it back up. Good. Another problem that I see frequently is like flared out elbows. Yeah, we don't want flared out elbows. That's a tremendous load on the small pec muscle, the pec minor, and the anterior delt, the front of the shoulder. Instead, we want that load focused right here in the center of our chest. So we want to kind of tuck the elbows down a little bit at an angle. Yeah, and then we'll press it back up. And that should hit more of the center of your chest using the big pec major muscles. You want to show us a couple more good ones? There we go. You can see how elbows angle down just slightly. Not a lot. We're not tucking it in, not tricep presses, but not out here like we have wings. Good. All right, those are very nice. Thank you. And that is your barbell chest press, bench press. All right, if you have any questions, please be sure to let me know. You can contact me directly anytime. Hope you found this useful, and I will talk to you all next time.